Now have someone on their side to help them get repairs done quickly. So aside from our very own Monica Morales, who always makes it happen, whether dealing with rodents or broken elevators or moldy apartments.
Yeah, the city's tenant helpline now provides a live operator to help address any issues the tenants may be having with their apartments. It's all part of the city's public engagement unit. And this morning we're joined by the executive director, Adrian Lever, along with tenant support specialist, Rhea McGee. So good morning to both of you. Thank you for being here.
Good morning, Dan and Hazel. Thank you so much for having us.
Adrian, let's begin with you because the tenant helpline launched 3 years ago. 100,000 calls since the launch, which just really goes to show you the need for something like this, right? So what kind of services do you provide here when someone calls?
Yeah, the tenant helpline, as you said, has received so many calls already. It was set up in the midst of the pandemic to be a place where tenants from across the city could call if they're facing a housing crisis. Anything from rental arrears to the threat of eviction to repair issues, which Rhea can talk about and some of the tenants that she's worked with. We saw the increasing need. We had staff who were responding to voicemails that were coming in through 311, and we knew that that was just not enough. And so now we're launching this new live operator system where when a tenant calls 311 and asks for the tenant helpline, they're going to get connected immediately to someone like Rhea or on one of the staff on her team who are trained and passionate folks who know all about housing and also treat these issues holistically. So it's not just about helping them through the housing crisis, but also connecting them to a range of different resources. Our goal at the Public Engagement Unit is to make sure that New Yorkers are connected to the resources that they need to thrive in our city. And there are so many of those. We go out knocking on doors, we make phone calls, we send text messages because we know that it's not enough to provide these services. We have to proactively go out into communities and make sure that they're connected to the resources that they need to thrive. But they also need a place where they can call in an emergency, and that's why this helpline is so important.
Yeah, but people are so used to only hearing an operator on the other end. So with your job, you're literally face to face with people that are having issues. What is your job like, and how rewarding has it been for you?
So this job is very rewarding. We know that there's a need for our New Yorkers to have a place to go to call to get direct help, especially when they're in a crisis, when they're facing eviction, repairs that just have not been done, landlord harassment, illegal lockouts. We want you to feel comfortable to call us and get a live person that more than likely is from the same neighborhood that you're from. As myself, I'm from Brooklyn, East New York. I do the same outreach in high tenant areas that have a lot of issues. So I want people to feel encouraged to call us and let us help you, let us navigate you through these city resources, because it can be very stressful when you're going through a crisis.
Because what exactly do you do once you reach a tenant that has the issue?
So it depends on the type of issue. We can do long-term case management. If it's eviction, we're going to follow you from the first beginning of your court date all the way until the end, until there's a resolve. When it comes to repair issues, we try our best to help you also advocate for yourself for these repair issues. A lot of it is just advocating for yourself and knowing your tenant's rights and not being embarrassed behind not getting these things done, or the stigma of the neighborhood you're from, your voice is not being heard. We want you to know we are your voice. We want you to call us. So please reach out to us at 311 and ask to speak to the tenant helpline.
And it's free.
It's free, and I would add, Dan, also that one of the things that's so important about what Rhea is saying is that we see people self-evict here in New York City because they don't understand their rights in their apartments. We see them struggling to pay rent because they don't understand that there are a range of financial benefits available to low-income New Yorkers. So our real goal is to make sure that if you're struggling, you don't have to navigate this process alone. You can come to us and get answers about the resources that are available.
What is a typical call that you're receiving, right, that you may be getting on a continuous basis, and how do you solve it?
Right now it's probably evictions. We get a lot of eviction cases. Like I said, we are there to navigate them to all type of city resources. We can offer them one-shot deals that can basically help them pay their back rent and give them a head start. And anything that we can do, basically, we try to do. And it can be very frustrating. I mean, for us, but imagine the tenant
and
that's
scary,
there. And
right?
scary, yes, it's
be
extremely
out on the
scary.
Streets, which is why somebody called you
to help them.
No, somebody called you Shiro.
Ah.
So we wanted to play a clip of it.
I have situations with my apartment, anything, the door, the leaks, no hot water issues, I always call my hero up. So thank you so much.
mean, look, you get emotional about it. There's somebody you helped.
Yeah.
What was the story here? How does that make you feel?
It's very overwhelming, but it's very rewarding as well because he was going through, his lock was broken on his front door, which is a safety issue. He's from Brownsville, Brooklyn, so it was a safety issue. He was complaining to management. Nothing was being done. He also had leaks in his apartment. And I was so happy that he connected to one of our outreach specialists. He called and then was able to get in touch with me. And we came up with a game plan to get these things done. I also gave him the courage to advocate for himself and let him know his rights. There's certain things that you are entitled to when you have an apartment, not because you're from these forgotten neighborhoods that you have to live a certain way. So I just want to encourage people, do not be embarrassed. Call us, reach out to us. We are here. I mean, what better way to have a partner in crime and going through these type of crises? So I encourage everybody to reach out to us, please.
And so many people stay on our team, stay with these cases. It's what is so beautiful about this work is that, again, it's not just an operator system. And often when we look at cases and we see, oh, you've been calling this tenant for a couple months now, what's going on? Sometimes we talk to the team and realize that it's actually the problem's been resolved.
They're just
friends.
friends.
They're just friends.
I love that you create these wonderful, long-lasting relationships. Well, thank you for the wonderful work that you do, making sure that everyone feels that they are not alone.
Thank you so
And
much.
thanks for coming on to the show this morning.
Thank you for having us and helping spread the word. We really appreciate it.